Bitcoin's alive, what you gonna do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution. Ay, Bitcoin is the one, no substitution. Ay, with Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What's up, guys? We have a great show for you guys today. So every week we do a weekly update and a weekend update. Today is your weekly update. We have a really amazing topics today. We got Omnisat. We're really going to kind of do some swaps on that. We'll do some liquidity pools. That's going to be really fun. We got Bunzi on the show later this week, so we kind of want to get ready for that. We're going to talk about Quantum Cats. Quantum Cats is... there's a big thing with alive and dead, and I don't get it, but Yagobi does, so he's going to explain it to us. And yeah, so we get some, a Coinbase wins over Gary. We're going to talk about that. Again, Gary loses. It's going to be fun. But without further ado, let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? What is up,
man? So how's your week so far, dude?
It's been kind of, I had Monday off for MLK Day. And so that was awesome, but I feel like the energy in our show, like we've been on some private calls and it's been amazing, right? Like just knowing like what's coming is just exciting, right? So I'm excited to talk about all the stuff we have on deck today. So
yeah, man. So today, I mean, it's official, right? Gary lost again, right? So that's pretty big. It's anytime Gary loses, it's like it's so great. I'm just waiting for him to resign and say, you know what, screw this. I'm going to go like millions of dollars at wherever he goes next. He'll be a nice cushy job. Probably won't have to work. Just his name alone will ruin lives. But yeah.
Yeah. So, the SEC hasn't officially lost, but it sounded like, the court case, the judge seems to be, bringing a lot of common sense logic to these questions she's asking or statements that she's making. And today, she really went into, the amicus brief that was filed in favor of, or, support of Coinbase. And one of the parts of that brief that she brought up was Senator Loomis, just speaking about how Congress needs to be the entity that decides on the issues, right, in terms of crypto, and also decide on which entity is going to govern or regulate crypto, right? And so it seemed like the judge was kind of like bringing that up, consistently, and that seems to be like in favor of us, right, like the community and Coinbase in general. So.
Yeah, man. Well, it's just anytime, there's there's something going on that's like outside of ordinals and outside of Bitcoin, it really it really kind of puts the space that like legitimizes us a little bit more, right? When we're in the news, when we're in the courtroom, it kind of makes us more legitimate to the outside looking in. So I think that's always good, especially when we can win court cases like this. So obviously, like you said, it's not over yet. But I think, it's basically over for Gary. I mean, when a judge talks like that in the beginning or middle of it, it's going to go one way. So,
yeah, we hope, right? And I think more than anything, if the SEC loses this case, then we're looking at I think the third case that they've lost, right? I think the third one. I'm not sure. XRP, didn't they lose in Grayscale? And then this would be the third major one. And their record before was, I think they only had one loss before, right? Or something crazy like that. So, and it's crazy because all of them are coming from crypto, meaning that like there's got to be something with that consistency of them losing three big ones in a row and only having one loss previous, right? And so, I think the public is and like our judicial system is realizing who's right here.
Yeah, and on top of that, they're wasting lots of taxpayer money, right? Like they're all, they're public servants technically, and they're just wasting more and more money every time they lose a case like this. So eventually it's time to give up and maybe go after AI or something. Leave crypto alone.
But, for sure. And they will, because it's just not going to be feasible, right? Yeah. When they're just mismanaging their budget that they get, so.
Yeah, man. All right, where do we go next?
Well, I want you to kind of touch on Omnisat first. We'll get into this. So Omnisat, when I first came into the space in late April, was it early? Late April. I barely came into space throughout May, and then was looking for a swap because I was like, how do you do things on here better, right?
Yeah.
Omnisat was one of the ones I found. I realized that Bunzi was, kind of behind it, and then further found out that Jake also was Jake Gallen was also involved. I was like, oh man, this is awesome, right? But it kind of seemed like it died, right? Like there was no momentum. But little did we know they were building in the background, right? Just trying to get things going. And we jumped on a call with Bunzi, and man, did it kind of blow our minds, right?
Yeah.
You jumped into the test net and realized, put some liquidity pools together, and this is all layer one, is what he was saying. So what are your thoughts on it, man?
So the first time I did a swap, it was like, okay, this is really cool. The first time I added liquidity to the pool, I got that feeling, man, because your screen kind of does like a little flash, the kind of like a little refresh, and then you see your liquidity pool, and I can actually get into that in a second, but that feeling was like, wow, it was like the first time where I added ETH and Phantom, because Phantom was on ETH when I first got into it, and it was just like, holy crap, like this is really cool, this is fun. And I got that feeling again, I got that energy, I got that like dopamines I hit, you know what I mean, that whoa, this is big, man.
Yep. And I remember you saying that like it did like this kind of function of like refreshing after you did it, and it made you feel like, oh my gosh, okay, like it went through, and it was like this feeling of like I don't know, like comfort, almost kind of like, okay, my liquidity pool is in, it's good. And so
I actually
could you
demonstrate it real quick.
I was gonna say, could you just do that maybe real
So I'm gonna do a swap first. So if you obviously you're gonna come over here, you have this Bitcoin testnet. I'm using a testnet wallet. If you don't have any testnet Bitcoin, you can use this link right here. And then I put 0.005 because I have 0.0025, so that's plenty. And I'll initiate swap, and it pops up right away. Works fantastic, really fast. And guys, I'm doing a swap right now on Bitcoin layer 1. Like I'm not on a layer 2. I'm not, I mean, eventually, right now it's testnet, but according to Bunzi, he said it's going to be super easy to go to, layer, regular Bitcoin, like mainnet Bitcoin. So this is a swap. I'm going to continue my wallet.
So real quick, you just had to do two things, because isn't it doing like two transactions in the same block, right? Is what he was saying.
Yeah. Yep.
Gotcha.
So that's basically what happened, and I can actually view it on Explorer.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the basically the two.
Gotcha.
So
now what happens?
All right, so I'll go back here. My swap is done. It says swap submitted. So then you wait to the block. The block went through. I'll return to Omnisat, and if you see my balances now, see that little flash? I didn't do that. That was it refreshing itself to make sure everything's good. And now look, my balance is 0.005 lower, and my SAT here balance is 200. And this is kind of one thing I got confused on in the beginning, was that 276 point. So I thought I had 276 point, but no. There's an M there. So it's 226 million. Yeah. So there's that. And then I'm on the swap right now. I'm gonna go over to pools.
Okay.
Right. So right now, since I was already messing with it, I have about $232 in liquidity already. And you can see I earned $18 in fees already. And I'm gonna add liquidity. And I'm gonna choose my Bitcoin. And I'm gonna choose my SAT. And I'm gonna continue. So there's a time lock. This is pretty cool. Which fee model would you like? The deposit earn. I'm gonna choose general, because I'm not really sure.
You'll probably get less APR or APY. But I mean, it's kind of fair, right? It's because like if you're going to do a time lock, then you deserve more because it's locked in there. So
100%. So I'll go to that, and then here I'm just going to type in 0.001, and if I have enough, which I do, I'm going to add.
Does it auto generate the second amount to make it even?
Yep.
I love that.
So I'll do this here. I'll change that for you guys, and you'll see this amount changes, and then liquidity button adds back up. So I'm going to add more liquidity, and you can see how fast it happened. Boom, right away.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit OK, and then sign.
Okay.
And this is my favorite part. You're going to see the screen flash right here. You see liquidity. It's blinking. So I'm depositing liquidity. So that's the first one. And I got to do it again, just like you said, it's because it's doing 2 different transactions. And then I should get an auto refresh. And then you'll see that potentially added $42 more. There
you go.
Boom. That is so satisfying. I don't know why. That is that auto refresh is so satisfying to me. But you can see I just added $40 more of my liquidity here.
And you added more fees because you added more
liquidity.
liquidity.
Added more fees. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, man. And so we don't know for a fact or anything about like, the test net being rewarded to use it, but we have a feeling, that the people behind Omnisat is taking notice of people's activity, just like most test nets of big swaps or new projects, right? So we're going to keep our activity up on it, because if they do decide to give back to the testers, we want to be we want to be getting some of that.
Well, but Bunzi seemed very excited that we were playing with it, right? And he he didn't say anything about it, but potentially there's this thing over here called governance, right? And 99% of the time when there's a governance, there's some type of governance token, NFT. We don't know, but we just think it might be a really good idea potentially to play with this. And we could be completely wrong. You might get absolutely nothing, but it's fun. It's fun.
It's worth it's worth the chance, right? It's worth the chance, in my opinion.
If you're go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, it's worth a chance, right? Because imagine if there is an Omnisat token, it's gonna be a DEX token, right? So
Yep. And if you were a member to our channel, I will tell you to use this as much as possible. But I'm just kidding. But it's one of those things where it possibly, and I really hope so, but in reality, I don't know. So
yeah. And guys, like, I know that we haven't talked a ton about Omnisat. We brought it up a couple of times, and like I mentioned, I came across Omnisat a long time ago, like in May, June, July, probably June, around that time period, and it looked cool, but I just never really saw it go anywhere. And now we know why. They had their heads down building, and this is from everything we heard, and you'll be able to see this coming weekend when we drop the discussion interview with Bunzi. This is layer 1 is what he's saying. And it took a lot of like going down rabbit holes and coming into issues and problems and finding solutions to those issues and problems. But this is exciting to us, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of people that are trying to build layer 2s and side chains to be able to service Bitcoin layer 1 inscription assets. But there will always be a strong market if you can have a swap on Bitcoin layer 1, right? So I don't know, man. It's exciting to me. I can't wait to see when mainnet's going to be live. From what we're hearing, possibly in a couple, like 3-4 weeks to longer. We don't know, but we're just telling you what our feeling is. So
February seems like a really good month, man. We got a lot going on in February. I'm not saying this is on February. I'm just saying February seems like it's going to be a really, really good month for 100%. Ordinals.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. 100%. And one thing I will say, and you guys will get this from the interview too, is that like, this isn't about like, for them, I could tell whenever we were talking to them that this is more about like the innovation side to make Ordinals and Bitcoin's ecosystem successful, right? Because like we've gotten to this point, and it's like, man, if there could be like just a layer 1 promising swap that has that's strong and utilized and all this stuff. And by the way, he's talking about different meta protocols on here. He's saying the pairings, they already got it figured out. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll let him talk.
Are you saying I could trade Nats for Sats?
Yeah, and bats. No, rats, cats too.
Cats. We'll get some cats. That's actually a question that I'm going to ask him: is if I'm going to be able to trade my no monkey for Sats, because that'd be
that would be interesting. Yeah,
who knows? That'd be cool. That'd be cool to find out. So
but yeah, guys, go go check out the testnet, Omnisat. What's the website? Omnisat.io.
I'll have it in the show notes so you guys have
Yeah.
a nice safe
And
link. Remember to change the wallet to testnet and get some testnet Bitcoin.
exactly. And just mess around with it. You never know, man, if there's an airdrop or something that's coming. But one thing we're pretty confident is that Omnisat is coming,
For sure.
so
And
but
it's going to be a beast. Layer 1 swap, man. It's, obviously we're going to have our layer 2s, but withdrawing your asset out of a layer 2 and then immediately taking the OmniSwap, swapping it for Bitcoin, sending that Bitcoin to Cash App, selling that Bitcoin on Cash App, getting it in your wallet. I mean, it could be like an hour, and you know what I mean?
I think the biggest game changer is going to be once people start to see that they're earning off of their liquidity pools.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be the biggest game changer in my opinion, because right now
you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't see it on Unisat swap. Dot swap. I'm not sure. I think you can earn on there, but I think it's just the native token. So I'd like to be paid out in Bitcoin, right? Or Sats, one of the two that I'm putting it up in. So it's gonna be interesting. And it looks like that's how they're paying you out, right? The fees is Bitcoin and Sats split, right?
Yep. Yeah.
So
it's a little bit, I guess, it's a little bit from each participant, like each trade to take a little bit and give it to the liquidity providers. And so potentially too, with the governance, there's going to be, you're going to be able to vote with, whatever it is. If they might even pick an already token out there, maybe like Sats or something. We just don't know. But potentially, if that's the case, then you take your Sats and you can vote, and you get to pick what's next, because the people are going to govern this thing. It's going to be governed by the ecosystem, governed by people like us and you, and that's going to be the trigger for all this. So,
yep. All right. So let's I want to move over to something else, because we got something else to show you guys too, to kind of walk you through, but I want to go over that last. So let's talk about quantum cats here. So quantum cats, you got the crazy wizards at it again, Udi and Eric Wall, and now it seems like there's just the teams of ordfluencers that are joining in on this, So
yeah,
what's your perception of quantum cats so far?
So I actually learned from you that there's a thing called Alive and Dead, and there's actually a backstory behind the OpCat, right? So this is all kind of new to me, and if you could explain that, but real quick, this is a collection of 333, 3,333. So that's really cool. But
yeah,
what is this?
So okay, so I think it's actually really clever, and I really love their approach to quantum cats. So OpCat was a protocol that was created by Satoshi. I can't remember what year. I want to say like 2012, maybe, like his last year he was active, right?
Yeah.
And or maybe a little bit before that, but he shut it down in 2012. But anyways, OpCat gives you the ability to do a lot of like innovation in terms of like functionality with Bitcoin, right? You have the possibility to do like smart contracts, you have the possibility to do like staking and all this crazy like calculation stuff, right, through smart contracts. But the problem was is Satoshi thought this could get out of hand, right? It could get dangerous because it could affect core Bitcoin, and maybe at the time that was true. And I love how Bitcoin has played out, right? Even though we haven't had smart contracts up until like whenever it happens, if it happens. But anyway, so he got rid of OpCat, right? So now I feel like we're in a different kind of timeline with Bitcoin. It's where people can see that OpCat can be really utilized to kind of fulfill some of these functionalities that people are looking to do. And so this is kind of like I would say kind of like a little bit of a marketing push to kind of revive OpCat. But for them to do that, they would have to get it approved by the core devs, right? So that's where the tough part is. More than anything is they're teaching the history about it, right? And they're doing it through this Quantum Cats collection, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and you can see right here, CB Spears, Charlie Spears here. He talks about, this is yesterday. He says, introducing Team Alive. So you can see right here, you have Team Alive and you have Team Dead. The captains, I believe, are Charlie Spears with Team Alive and Witters, which is the captain, I believe, of Team Dead. And you can see some other, prominent people in the space, like Elizabeth Olsen is on Team Alive. You have Jan on Team Alive. You have Donnie on Team Dead. And right, so you have some of these Ordfluencers that are really trying to kind of get this activity going, right? So I saw like one of our close friends, Maddie. I believe he joined Team Dead, but let's see real quick because he did post about it. See
Matty, man, all over the place. There's so many tweets. Love that guy, man.
Yeah. Yep. Where is he at? Okay, I'm joining the Quantum Cats to revive Satoshi's ancient pet. Opcat is alive.
Oh,
see how like everybody's hashtagging that?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it doesn't look like he's picked a team yet, but it looks like he's trying to get involved with it. So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool to kind of market push Opcat to see if this is something that can kind of get the core devs going. Because obviously it'd be good for certain people, but there's still people that are probably shaking in their boots to even the idea of Opcat coming back. What's your thought about that?
Now we have we got the big boys here now, right? We got BlackRock. BlackRock doesn't want to change anything. They want to keep everything the same. So I can't see anything changing, but this is still a really cool project. You know what I mean? Like I think any update on Bitcoin in the future, it's going to be very far and few between, because I feel like these guys are very safe. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do anything that potentially could go wrong. So
yeah,
but
I was gonna say, hold that thought real quick, because if you see here, Franklin Templeton, which is a 1.5 trillion fund manager, posted this today, man. Ordinals and layer 2 solutions on Bitcoin shouldn't be ignored. These are vital to solving Bitcoin's economic security problem and increasing BTC's utility as a SOV. Right. So I don't know, man. I wouldn't jump too quick to that, because if you think about it, the ones that have joined the Bitcoin ETF run, I'm sure some of them are like, okay, how can we take advantage of the on-chain economy with Bitcoin, because there's a big boom, and the people that are Franklin Templeton has been paying attention. Their digital assets team has been paying attention, because that post tells me right away. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, they might just be saying, hey, keep doing what you're doing, though. You know what I mean? Like, guys,
but the fact they even know what Ordinals are, you know what I mean? They're a traditional like fund manager, dude. So to me, I'm bullish on that.
Well, they're definitely on their game. You know what I mean? Like, Jamie Dimon doesn't even know who Satoshi is, right? Satoshi. Like, he calls him Satoshi, and so
he says he's gonna wake up one day and increase the total supply of Bitcoin
because he has 51% of the hash power when he wakes up, right? But to me, it just shows you who's gonna make it and who's not gonna make it. Jamie Dimon and those guys are on their way out, while guys like Franklin Templeton and BlackRock are on their way to continuing success, right? So, but Jamie Dimon and whatever his company is called, I don't even, what is it? What is he? JP Florgan, whatever it's called. But yeah, it's probably on its way out. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it really does remind me so much of the print media companies back in the early 2000s that were like trying to push back against the internet, and like the ones that said, you know what, we're not going to be able to beat them long run, let's join them. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that continued, and they're still successful to this day, right? Like you still have like the Times, and you still have like certain papers that like, it's not about newspapers for them. It's about digital media now, subscriptions, like creating new digital companies under them. And that's what the banks are going to have to do. Yeah. They're going to have to say, okay, look, where our model is old, it's outdated. It doesn't work for like the greater, good for the greater size, of society, because like it works from like community to community, but like eventually what happens is that debt ends up building up, and then there's always like a financial collapse every 10 years, 15 years, right? So then they're going to have to build like these new digital asset companies, which that's what I think they should be doing right now. And some of them are, but the ones that won't, they're going to be done in like the next 5 years, in my opinion.
Goodbye, JP Florgan. I'm looking forward to that day. But yeah.
All right, that was a good one. That was a good topic there. Okay, so let's get into ARC20 Bitwork with Wiz Wallet. Yes.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to BTC ETH Chad. His Twitter is at Tayshawn1216. It's TEY Sean SHAUN 1216. So he's a really good community member. He messaged me and said, hey man, like, you got to get in on like, Bitwork. And I said, well, I don't have like the application downloaded on my PC. He's like, no, there's a new way to do it with Wiz Wallet. And he walked me through it, man. And I started mining Bitwork today, which was amazing, right? So
wait, so you're mining Atomicals right now?
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
So,
You're a little a miner, bro.
Yeah. So at first I thought, I was like, oh, okay. So this is like just minting, like without CPU power, because you have that option with ARC20. So he goes, no, this is CPU power. This is Bitwork. So I'm gonna really quickly walk you guys through how to do this. Okay. So I'm gonna share my screen. So first thing you need to do is make sure you're logged into your Wiz Wallet, which I am. Okay, and then you go to Mint right here.
Oh, that's a new feature.
Yep. And then once you go to Mint, you're gonna want to type in the ticker of the token that you want to mine, right? So I'm doing SOFON, and so I just click that, and then you open Mint Args, right? You just make sure that looks correct, which it does, and then you can see the gas is kind of a little bit higher than it was before. But what you want to do is you want to move your threads to number 3. And I would do my gas to something higher than that. So like 95, right?
Yeah.
So then what you want to do from here is you want to do start. And once I hit start, I'm ready to go. You just want to make sure everything looks good. And then you can see how much it's going to cost, $55. And then you hit start. And then there's the Bitwork right there working.
Oh.
So my CPU is actually doing this with the wallet, right? So you sit there and you wait until it's done, and it'll let you know because the hashes will stop. And then so once it stops, it's going to kick up for you to pay the fee. And then once you pay the fee, the mint's done.
Whoa. That's really cool. I didn't know it was that simple.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think Wiz Wallet was really smart to do this, right? Because it's going to increase users. Right. And the thing is, it really does depend on like your PC, because the person that helped me, his PC was not the best, but my PC is a pretty strong PC, and so I'm able to mint these within like, I would say probably between 5 and 10 minutes. And so it's really cool. So we'll kind of let that kind of work, and then once that pops up, I can pull that back up. But I think it's pretty cool. What are your thoughts on that? Does that change things for you?
Yeah, it definitely does. I think it's really cool. I'm in this weird mood right now where I don't want to touch anything that doesn't have a team behind it. I only want projects that have teams that are going to be, doing stuff with the projects, but still really awesome, man. Like the fact that I just wish this was something where, when like a few weeks ago,
a team could launch a token that needs Bitwork,
and 100%.
And then you would use it,
100%. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a game changer for Wiz Wallet. It separates himself from Unisat. I mean, it's definitely something Unisat could do as well. But for right now, I mean, I was thinking, what's the point of Wiz Wallet now when I can use Unisat? But there is a reason, because you can mint right from the wallet, and that's really, really awesome. Congratulations to Atom Wallet, now Wiz Wallet. So it's really awesome.
Yeah. I just agree with you. I think that kind of making it easier to do Bitwork it was needed.
Yeah, for sure.
So awesome. Well, I mean, we can kind of jump into the updates that will allow us to go ahead.
You want to show that thing, or
Well, it's still waiting.
No, the other thing.
Ah, gotcha. Definitely do.
Right before we get into updates, we're gonna this is our new update video.
Yeah, so
before the update.
I guess we can show them something, a little something here. So let's see
Something
here.
that we may or may not be
we'll
working
see. We'll
on.
see. Let me get that little thing ready here.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I'll make sure it's up.
Yep.
There we go. All right.
Bitcoin's alive, what you gonna do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution.
Yeah, man. And I want to shout out 3D Eric. We've been working with him, and he is phenomenal, guys. We know he was working with Bean, and we saw the amazing work that he was doing. So we reached out to him, and he helped us.
Yeah,
make
but I don't even know what that is. That's nothing, man.
I don't know.
Don't worry about that. Yeah,
It's
that's
just
nothing.
fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it's just fun.
But,
That's all that is. That's just
but
fun.
it could be something, though, right?
But yeah. So we'll get into the BRC20 market update while I'm waiting for my bitwork to finish up here. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Wow, LIGO is number 1. So you're doing pretty good with that?
Yeah, man. What's up, to?
So now it's about 16 million market cap, right? So
It's
4
still
zeros
right
and
where
1 6. Gotcha.
where I bought.
Yeah.
So.
So it's up on the 24-hour volume, up 10.29%. Number 2 is OKX. This is weird because it should be 4 characters. So there's an invisible character here, but it's up 199.67% in terms of 24-hour volume, sitting at 0.0060. Number 3 is Pi, sitting up 32% on the 24-hour. It's it looks like 7 zeros and a 1. And then we get into P11N, up 98.8%. There's definitely some new tickers I'm seeing.
Seems very scammy. Very scammy.
Yeah, I'm not loving it. Yeah, Ghosty number 5 up 14.71%, sitting at 42 cents. So still around that 40 to 42 cent right there. I personally think that's a not financial advice, good entry for Ghosty. That's just me. Graph GRPH up 20.25% on the 24-hour volume, sitting at $1.17. Let me check out Graph here. Sitting at 21 million. Okay, so it's a newer token that looks like it's pumping up a little bit. Track is number 7, up 1% on the 24-hour, sitting at $4.27. Ordi's number 8, up 0.82%, sitting at 72.54 cents, $72.54. And then you have HSAC, 0 volume on 24.com, 0 volume on the 24, but it's sitting at $2.88. So this pulled back a little bit. It was all the way up to $3.54. So, .com has been strong out the gates. So wouldn't be surprised if they end up like shooting off this next leg up whenever that happens. Number 11, BMP down 7.35% on the 24-hour volume, in that 1 penny here. So this is one that like a lot of people kind of expected, including me personally. I'll admit that I expected it to kind of pump a bit, but it's kind of like it's not going to probably pump until like the space pumps, right? So we'll kind of see how that plays out. The wall is pretty thin into 2 cents, but it was at 2 cents for a while. So Sats down 2.86% on the 24-hour, sitting at 6.059. It's pullback here, so maybe a re-entry position possibly. We know this can easily get to 6.072, 6.075, even 6.08. So row up at number 13, 0 volume on the 24. You got SCAT. This is a new token that has seemed to get some momentum, up 18.12% on the 24. So that 2 zeros and a 4.5. SNMT up 125%, sitting at 2 zeros and a 4.1. You have OXBT. This one is one that I'm going to be watching just because there's such a big holder count. We see people. Well, I'm looking at it because I think that swaps and other exchanges are going to be adding it just because they know the holder count. But it's down 15.38% in 24-hour volume, sitting at 2 cents there. $4
But
million
if that
market
was the
cap.
case, though, MXRC has like a crap load of holders, but you can't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that means anything.
Well, let's check and see. MXRC.
Yeah, it's a dead project. I think they abandoned it because it's just it's really dropping. And look at the holders,
8,000.
huge.
8,000. Yeah, I just feel like OXBT has more of a dedicated like holder base. I mean, double that. Plus,
Yeah.
it's just, I mean, as much as like, you you might not like it, and I don't love
Yeah.
it. It still has the branding behind it. I mean,
I
it's
hate
just
it.
one of
I'm
those.
going to be straight up honest. I wouldn't touch it with your money.
Yeah, yeah. But do you feel like that's a personal vendetta?
Yeah, I mean, I lost a crap load of money on it, so it's like, yeah.
So
Maybe,
yeah.
maybe
So
that's what it
I
was.
think I think I think you gotta throw that in there whenever you talk about it, just because
Yeah,
like it is kind of like this thing, and that's how some people are. They're gonna hold this negative connotation in their subconscious, and I
yeah.
feel like that's what you've kind of going through with
I'm
OXBT.
I'm a very one strike person, so
Yeah.
OXBT got a strike for me. That's gone. So it's gone forever
So
for me, but that's just me.
yep, and then number 17 is Bits down 20%. BNSX is up 37.39% on 24, sitting at 85 cents. BNSX was one that I think the Chinese community kind of pumped this one. But I think it has that like meme face, with the big chin. So that one's interesting. And then you have Shint Satoshi Hunters there, down 5.41% on the 24-hour, sitting at 17 cents. And then you have Council up 5.82% on the 24-hour volume, sitting at $162.14. Orpo up 32% on the 24-hour volume, sitting at 15 cents. And then OSPI, zero volume, but sitting at 6 cents. And then ORDS, which is ORD Swap, up 44% on the 24-hour volume, sitting at 6 cents as well. And that is the BRC20 market update.
Having some camera issues. If you want to jump to the next one, if I can fix this.
Yeah, let me see if my Wiz wallet here is done. Nope, still there. Let me get here. So BRC 420. We'll get to this. Do the top assets over here. Number one is always the blue box. You can see sitting at 17,000. 17,000. 277 is the floor there, and then you have mineral coming in that second spot, 0.00545, sitting at 232. So this picked up a little bit. The mineral asset to me is one that I feel like is going to not financial advice, but I think a lot of people are bullish on it, and but we got to kind of see how the staking mechanism plays out. So that's one that I'm going to keep my eye on. Number 3 is the song is about NFTs, sitting at $332.75. 4 is the key, sitting at $16.64. Then you have Bitmap Town, sitting at $87.45. This jumped up a little bit. Like to see this get into the hundreds, 200 range. You have Meta Box coming in after that, sitting at $546.05. Then IQ 50 Club, sitting at 1,919. And then Sir White Paper coming in at $101.53. And then Bitmap Kingdom coming in at $588.71 with the gray box here, the gray cube. Chip Game coming in after that, $29.86. Chip, I hope that you guys have a platform soon, because I feel like if you do, this thing would skyrocket. But that's just my guess. Batoshi's Gold Club Cube, which is red, is $2,474. Then you have Bitmap Kingdom's Black Cube sitting at $814. And then Citizen Zero sitting at $1,574. And then we will stop there. We always check out our tokens. It's a way that you guys can our avatars. It's a way that you guys can support the show. I believe we're still definitely far away from minting out on this. We didn't actually plan for this to be like some big, shield project or anything like that. But it's really fun to where you can, you have Resident Yagobi here, 44 holders. Thank you very much. But you can use it in the bitmap.tech world. And then you have Resident Shizzy here on the 6th page with 24 holders. So we appreciate you guys. And if you ever wonder how to do your own avatar, make sure that you check out our how-to video, right? And you can do that. But some really cool new stuff that dropped today on the BRC 420 is the 3D avatars that was dropped by inscribe.space. And you can see they're the new tokens here that some of them have been minted out. Workaholic. I think some people are also custom creating these. The Pepe one right here it's getting close to minting out. I mean, it's a little bit higher in terms of cost, but it's the first Pepe one. The zebra avatar minted out in 2 seconds. Like, it was only $8. That's why. But this Pepe one, man, I think this one's going to do well, but we'll see. Not financial advice.
What's that up to?
70% in terms of minted out. Yeah. But people are listing it already for double. I can see this one jumping up pretty good. But yeah, so that is your BRC 420 market update.
All right. And I'll take you guys over to the Magic Eden, the digital artifacts part of the show here. And we got Node Monkeys, and I'm always on the 7-day, just so you guys know, for these updates. But we got the Node Monkeys in that number one spot, sitting at 0.19 with 151 Bitcoin. You guys can see it's up by a lot. Like, it's not a little bit here. 40 Bitcoin, 23 Bitcoin, 19 Bitcoin. It's like the top 4 on one here. Node Monkeys is far beyond everything else in volume, so that what I think is huge. Sitting at 0.19, and we have Bitcoin Puppets. It's been holding that 2 spot for a while now, sitting at 0.029, about 40 Bitcoin in volume over the course of 7 days. Hashlings, man, I've been hearing a lot about this project with some type of mining stuff. Something we might have to get these guys on the show, because this is more than just an ordinal project. They're doing some stuff with mining as well. Really cool art. Really cool. So we're going to reach out to them. And then we have Bitmaps sitting at 0.0038. Bitmaps have been, they've been doing really well. I mean, they dropped all the way down to 0.003, and then in a course of like minute just jumped all the way back up to 0.004 and been hanging around here for a little while now, say a few days. And we have Shadows sitting at 0.11. Shadows,
I'm not a fan of that one.
No,
because I just feel like it was overpriced. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe I don't know the entire backstory, and I'm not trying to hate on this, because I know that some community members probably might hold some of these.
Yeah,
it's cool that it's a GIF or MP4. I'm not sure what they use to inscribe these, but I just feel like why is it priced so high? You know what I mean? Like 0.1 is high, but I don't know. Maybe there's more to the story.
Well, there's only 666. I know you love that number, so but
maybe that's why I don't like it.
No, and then in that 6th spot is Frogs, bro. Only 13 Bitcoin. Wow, that's down in volume for
keep coming down. Keep coming.
Well, the price sitting here 0.15 looks very juicy, I'm not gonna lie. And we have approved by Gary. This is from a friend of the show, Solomon. Great artist, and this is his first, from my understanding, PFP type project. So shout out Solomon. We wish him nothing but the best from Ordinal Revolution. Then we got Rare Sats sitting in that 8th spot. I heard they were doing really well. Okay, $340, about what it was last week. I think it was the Rare Sats that have been flying up in price. There's only like 3 or 4 of these things. That's uncommon, but yeah. There's only a few. Yeah, man, how amazing would it be to have one of these? Not gonna lie. So, and we have the Black Uncommon, one of my personal favorites, sitting at $93. Black Legendaries would be cool. Palindromes. All right, we'll jump back to Magic Eden and then get to our 9th spot, which is Persona by Rupture, sitting at 0.07. What is the... How many is there for this one? Okay, there's only 210. Artwork is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. That's different. Very different. And we have Bitcoin Punk sitting at 0.042. Ordinal Maxi Biz, man, 4 Bitcoin in volume, bro. For being a half of Bitcoin, that's down in volume. Why do you think that is?
Because I think it's a very specific group of people that are interested in it. It is still seen as like that premium collection, but it's not going to pull like crazy volume numbers, right?
Yeah.
But I think what we'll see later down the line, once everything like really starts to fly, is we'll see the Bitcoin volume be good, but the transaction number will probably be down, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the cost of it will just be much more. So
I agree. No, I 100% agree. And inscribe.space, these are really cool, man. We're definitely a fan of the passes. Passes are really cool. We really like them. They're really awesome.
yeah,
You can't get
and like
3D on there,
I
right?
already got I own these passes, right? And I already
Yeah.
got one airdrop already.
Nice.
So yeah, so it was one of those 3D avatars, right? I got a king. So that's really the benefit of these type of OG passes, founder
Yeah.
passes, is like, you might get whitelist, you might get airdrops, but it's like there's some sort of benefit that should be attributed to it or attached to
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, man. That's really cool. But yeah, so that is your digital artifact update.
nice. All right, guys. So while Shizzy was doing that, my mint actually went through, and I just pushed it through because I wanted to make sure the gas and everything was good. But you can see it says mint success. What will happen is once your bitwork is done, you'll have your wallet pop up and just hit OK to pay the fee, and then mint success. You'll see this message. So just wanted to show that first and foremost, and then now we can get to the last updates. We'll touch on let's see, we'll do just the top. We'll do the top 5. So you have pipe from the pipe protocol sitting at let me get the Kraken real quick. Let me get to Kraken.
2,000
all right, so yeah, $2.99 per pipe.
Wow.
So I mean, yeah, it's looking pretty strong there. Lane coming in second here in terms of volume. Lane is at 74 cents per lane pipe token. And then you have X pipe, which is a newer one. But it seems like it's, starting to do pretty well. I mean, it's 1 penny. So it's kind of early, right? It's early for this one, but the market cap's only like 200 and something thousand. And then you have Troll, which Troll is also on tap as well. And Troll is sitting at, wow. So $17.06 for the Troll pipe token per Troll. So, and then the last one is Etch. And I've heard of Etch, people talk about it. It's one of the top pipe tokens, and it's sitting there at 3 cents per Etch. So that is your pipe. We'll move over to CBRC. Board is sitting there at the top with volume. Not surprised. That's their first. Board is sitting at $1.11. Then you have Modo coming in second. Modo is sitting at $2.84. And then you have Junk, which is on fire right now, supposedly, sitting at 0.0035. So the supply must be pretty high on that. And then CBRC comes in at number 4 with volume on the 24, and it's sitting at 0.08, so 8 cents. And then the last one in CRBC is the CLTR, which is, I don't know if that means it's not control, I don't think, but sitting at 1 cent, so 1 penny. So that's the top 5 there. And then we'll get into tap. Negative tap here is sitting at 90 cents. Uh-oh, looks like a deal there.
Whoa,
sitting at 90 cents.
dropping.
Yeah. And then you have DMT sitting at, this is going to be really cheap. What is that? 6 zeros and a 1.7.
Yeah.
6 zeros and a 1.7. So it's almost on that like Sats level. Nat is number 3, sitting at 45 cents.
Whoa, is that a new mint? I never heard of that.
So I They also launched a NAT token separate from DMT NAT. So
okay.
yeah, it's different. Dark comes in at number 4, and it is sitting at $1.71. And then we'll round it out here. Number 5, sitting RPG. RPG is sitting at 10 cents. So that's going to be the top of CBRC, TAP, and Pipe. We might as well just do Atomicals since we're here.
I could jump to that. I got it
Okay.
over here. So we got Quark in that number 1 spot, sitting at 0.0006. Quark, man, Quark's been pretty hot lately. Kind of cooling off this week, sitting at around that 14 spot. And we got Atom, the very first token, sitting at $11.49. We got Soapbond, the token you guys saw Yagobi mint right here live. So that's pretty cool. Sitting at 0.001 at 1.29 sats. And we got Realm's still sitting pretty flat, sitting at 0.33. It was about here last week at 33 cents. Neutron sitting at 0.001 at 2.3 sats. Dragon sitting at 1.168 sats. Quantum sitting at 3 sats. And AVM at, 12 cents. And DMint sitting at 0.03 cents. So that is your Atomicals. And I'll jump over to the collections really quickly and show you guys my favorite collection, which is the very first collection. Toothy sitting at $787. And that is your Atomicals update. I think that kind of wraps it up, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Well, another good episode, another good weekly update. Man, guys, we're Shizzy and I were talking before we started recording, and after we talked to Bunzi, and not just him in that conversation, which was amazing, but just the space in general. It's like sometimes you get in a rut, like there's not a lot of trading happening. BRC20s took a step back in terms of total volume.
Yeah.
But once you find out what's being built and what's coming, it just excites you, man. And I feel like that's where we are.
Yeah, man, we're in chapter 2 now, right? I feel like chapter 1 is over of Ordinals, and we've entered 2024, and we've entered a new chapter in what we're having. And I think this is going to be the chapter of, and a lot of people aren't going to like hearing this, but the chapter of VCs coming in, and the chapter of with them coming in with their projects, and it's like we've seen with Satoshi VM, and like we're seeing with BFI and stuff like that. I think we have entered the spot of potentially ICOs and stuff like that, so, or IDOs depending on if the decks or not. But yeah, it's exciting time, and we have a lot of good projects coming up. We have Jeffrey Recursiverse potentially early February potentially, so that should be really fun. It might testnet might even be opening up soon, or testing available, maybe testing on mainnet. But we can't wait for a lot of these projects, and I can't wait to play with a lot of this stuff and Omnisat, and it should be really fun.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. I agree with you, man. And it's going to be it's just going to be an exciting time, but yeah. I'm excited, and I hope our community is excited, and the Ordinal community is excited. So
100%. And guys, we're going to be going harder and harder. Look out for videos nonstop from us. And if you are our members, look out for a lot of member videos coming up. We have a lot of good alpha to share with our members. So if you're not a member, sign up. You can sign up on YouTube. Just hit the join button. It's $9.99. A few cup of coffees, each month. It's not much at all. We only see a little bit of that because YouTube likes to take a good portion of it. So, but definitely check that out if you're interested. And guys, we have our ordinalrevolution.com. And we have our store, and I can actually show that really quickly. If you guys go to ordinalrevolution.com, hit the enter button, that'll take you to our amazing site. And you guys can check out some of the newest articles that we have up here, some older articles you can check out if you're not curious, if you're not up to date on a lot of this stuff. But our new feature is the store, and you guys can go in here. You can get all your ordinal stuff. We got Bitcoin hats. We got Frogs hoodies. We got Bitmap hoodies and Bitmap hats. I really like that hat, dude. That's sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, dope. So check out all this stuff. Even if you're not interested in buying, just just take a look at it. Maybe one day you'll be like, hey, there's a conference coming up. I need some merch. And check out ordinalrevolution.com for that. But that is our last show for this evening. And guys, we're on Apple, we're on Spotify. You cannot watch, you can definitely listen. So check them out while you're driving or doing your thing at work. We appreciate you guys so much. And we'll see you guys tomorrow with the Bunzi video. So look out for that.
Yep. Peace.
See you guys.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.